Let's be real. You've had enough of wondering, why do I keep meeting the same type of man? A different title, a different look. Similar story. He is initially sweet. He uses the appropriate words. He describes you as gorgeous. You hear him say you're different. You also feel a little special for a while. The minute details then begin. He expects you to respond in minutes, but he takes hours to respond. He makes deep-seated jokes. He tells you that you're insecure and flirts with other women. He comes back when he needs you and goes away when you need him. You also experience that sting of disrespect each time. However, instead of escaping, you lower something within yourself. You set lower expectations. You repeat to yourself, nobody is perfect. You have to make concessions. At least he isn't as bad as the previous one. Your heart begins to live on discounts gradually. If this resonates with you, I want to share something that has the potential to alter your entire love life. It's not just that you draw particular types of men. Who gets to stay is decided by your standards. Who enters your life at any given time is beyond your control. However, you have complete control over who eats, sleeps, and builds a home there. The entrance is made by your standards. I want to talk to you today as if I were your big sister. Don't judge. Only truth. Because I am aware of your enormous heart. I know how much you care. Additionally, I am aware that that beautiful heart becomes an easy target if strong standards are not maintained. Therefore, let's discuss how a woman's standards influence the men she attracts. We must first clarify something. Standards are not a list of what a man should do for me while you do nothing, as some people believe. Standards are the guidelines you set for how you want to be treated and how you live your life. It has nothing to do with being picky. They focus on staying healthy. When you have low standards, three things happen. You say yes too fast. Your stay is excessive. You request insufficiently. Three new things occur when your standards are high and crystal clear trash gets rid of itself. Better men are quicker to recognize your worth. To keep you, average men must level up. Let me share a story with you. I once observed a friend repeat the same pattern with men. Despite my love for her, I must be honest, she would prefer the potential to the real. One guy had plans, but didn't have time for her. Another had difficulties with anger, but was working on it. He just needed healing. According to another, who had 3 women messaging him simultaneously. She would always respond, he just needs a good woman to stand by him. She always ended up standing by herself each time. She called me one day after another breakup. Why do I only attract men who waste my time? She asked. Additionally, I asked her a question she hadn't anticipated. Do you stay, or do you leave when you see the first red flag? She became quiet, because the truth was that she attracted more than just who she was. She was willing to accept it. Your standards affect more than just the people you meet. Who you keep is shaped by them. Think of your life like a house party. Anyone can enter if the door is wide open and there are no rules. People who bring drama, disrespect, confusion, amusement for 5 minutes, and issues for 5 months all feel welcome. But some people won't even come if you have a clear list at the door. No shoes on the couch, no yelling, no mess, and no smoking inside. The behavior of others will improve. Additionally, those who value peace will remain. Those criteria are yours. Now, I want you to ask yourself a question and be completely truthful about it. What would a camera see about your true standards if it only observed what you say about men and not how you live with them? Would it show that you blocked men who were disrespectful to you? Or responding to them at 1 in the morning because you are lonely? Would it appear that you were ignoring mixed signals? or opting to remain because maybe he'll change? Would it appear that you demanded respect, or making fun of minor cuts that actually hurt? If you don't like the answer, that's fine. Change begins with awareness. Let's talk about some ways that the men who even try to pursue you are changed by your standards. You stop responding to crumbs when your standard is, "I don't chase." When he doesn't answer, you stop texting twice. You stop attempting to establish that you are different. You cease performing for a man who barely appears. Men who thrive on easy attention and require women to chase, beg, and compete quickly lose interest in women who do not. And that is positive. Let their interest wane. They were not constructing anything actual. You naturally move away from drama kings when your standard is, "I bring peace, not chaos." But I won't accept chaos either. Your calmness will bore a man who only feels alive when there is an argument, jealousy, or games. Again, excellent, you are not a distraction. You are not a whirlwind. You are a human being. You stop trying to persuade a mature man that cheating, lying, and disappearing for a week are wrong when your standard is, "I don't discuss basics." A seminar on respect is not offered by you. You simply leave by saying, "This doesn't match the life I'm building." You need to keep lowering your basics for immature men. You are blessed to have mature men. Because I don't want this to remain in the clouds, let's get practical now. I want you to have the tools you need right now. Consider 3 levels of standards, please. Your expectations regarding how he treats you. Your expectations for how you should treat yourself. Without a man, your standards for who you are. First, your expectations regarding how he treats you. I will provide you with some examples. You do not have to imitate them, rather, allow them to inspire you. In arguments, I do not accept yelling, insulting, or mocking. I don't wait around if he disappears without a good reason. I say, I don't stay if he makes me feel like a secret. I move on if he only wants my body and not my heart or mind. These are not inclinations. Lines are these. Second, the standards you set for how you want to be treated in relationships. You might be surprised by how big this one is. I don't lose friends for a man, I declare. Just because I'm in love, I don't stop my goals and hobbies. I don't follow him on his phone or social media. If I feel unsafe, I talk to him or leave. To safeguard his image, I don't ignore my gut feeling. You send the message that this is the level of treatment allowed here, when you treat yourself well. Thirdly, your definitions of who you are as a woman or man. I work on being independent and making money. I respect my body, including how I eat, rest, and move, what I read, what I watch, and who I listen to build my mind. I build my faith and inner life to keep me from being empty. Why is this important? Because it is harder to control a woman who knows she can stand on her own. A woman who has her own life reduces her likelihood of clinging to a man who is undoubtedly unsuitable for her. Let me tell you a brief tale from a different perspective. A woman I know raised her standards rather than lowering them. She accepted cheating, making excuses, and using half her energy early on. All men are like this. I just have to pick the less bad one, she thought to herself. She made a decision one day after a bad breakup. Not, I'll never again love. Not, men are rubbish. I will never again argue with a man over my worth, she decided. Since that day, whenever a man spoke up, she calmly ended the call. She didn't pursue him if he went missing. She smiled and backed away if he tried to make her jealous, to safeguard herself, not to manipulate him. Did she suddenly become a saint like every man she met? Obviously not. However, the types of men who approached her changed over time. The players lost interest. People who are controllers left when they realized they couldn't control things. Men who were insecure and only wanted a mother and maid rather than a partner drifted off. The ones who remained or made serious efforts, they weren't the same. They were more precise. They were upfront about their intentions. They inquired about her requirements. They tried, even though they weren't perfect. Why? Because they were told by her standards, you can either move up here or leave. Now I want to talk to the scared part of you. You might be wondering, if I raise my standards, what happens if nobody comes? What if I'm by myself? I'd like to ask you this. Are you truly alone in this moment? Or do you just have a body next to you and feel like your soul is invisible? Being alone is not caused by being with the wrong man. It's a deeper sense of isolation. Your circle might be smaller for a while because of your high standards. However, it will also make your life quieter, safer, and healthier. You do not require the attention of 10 men. You need the respect of one man. However, you need your own first. So, in a straightforward way, how can you begin changing your standards right now? I'll give you a brief strategy. First, write down your previous pattern. Be sincere. What similarities did the last men you liked share? Did they defer making a commitment? Did they enjoy receiving a lot of women's attention? Did they have issues with rage? Are they moving too quickly? When they were discovered, did they act as victims? When you notice the pattern, you stop referring to it as fate and instead use the term choice. Step 2. Choose one standard that you will never again violate. Only one to begin with. I will not stay with a man who cheats, might be it. I will not be with a man who disappears, might be it. I will not be with a man who insults me, might be it. Speak it aloud, never before. Give that to your body to feel. Step 3. Practice the ability to leave early. Don't wait 6 months the next time that pattern appears. Avoid waiting for proof. Don't wait until 10 times he hurts you to act. You respectfully retreat. You are not required to convey a dramatic message. You can simply move by saying, I don't think we want the same thing. Your inner voice will learn to say, she protects me now. Each time you do this. 4th step, create your life while you wait. Pride, not power, is generated when you raise your standards without first improving yourself. Improve your communication skills, your recovery, your budget, your well-being, your relationships, your objective. Therefore, when the right man appears, you meet him as a complete woman rather than as an empty woman seeking a home. I want you to take away from this video knowing this fundamental truth. Men are not under your control with your standards. Your standards concern the management of your door. You can choose which storms you stand in, but you can't stop all of them. Unlucky in love does not apply to you. You have a lot of choice. Maybe no one ever mentioned that to you. I'm going to tell you now. You are permitted to declare, I deserve more. You are permitted to state, this does not align with my values. You can say, I would rather wait than rush into pain again, which is acceptable. If you are brave enough, here is your homework. Write in a notebook or on your phone after watching this video my story, my expectations. Then jot down 3 things. 1. The kind of man I won't be interested in. 2. The kind of man I'm willing to accept. 3. Who I am becoming as a woman. Be precise. Be sincere. Be serious and kind to yourself at the same time. Then, write just one line in the video's comments. My expectations are rising. Share one non-negotiable you're setting today if you want to go further. Not this year, today. Hit like if this conversation touched something inside of you so that more women can discover it. If you want more of this kind of honest, protective, big sister conversation, subscribe. You are not overly demanding. You should not be asking these men. And as your standards improve, the bad ones will disappear, allowing the good ones to finally see you.